Hello, my name is Aki Ahim. I'm a regional manager here at Metro Public Justice. I'm working out of the Cherry Hill office. Also, I'm a big brother. I do mentoring programs, and I'm here to teach you the test training uh, for the commercial policies. If you just bear with me and pay attention, we should be able to help you pass this test. Okay, all of the following are reasons for cancellation of a commercial insurance policy except non-payment of premium, substantial changes, excessively large claims, conviction of the named insured of a crime arising out of an act increasing the hazards against. And the answer is excessively large claims is not a reason for canceling a policy. Under the emergency program, the National Flood Insurance Program will insure a single family resident for up to 100,000, 250,000, 35,000, or 150,000. And the answer is 35,000. Under the emergency program, the National Flood Insurance Program will insure a single family resident for up to, and the correct answer is $35,000. A device is used to minimize small property claims and help to keep insurance premiums down is a value policy, insurable interest, a deductible, a co-insurance. And the answer is a deductible represents a self-insured portion of a property claim. As a deductible increase, premiums decrease. Which inland marine form covers single shipments of property? Motor cargo policy, Bailey form, trip transit policy, annual transit policy, and the answer is trip transit policy. A trip policy is used to cover the interest of the shipper for a single shipment. What is the standard deductible under equipment breakdown policy? $100,000, $250, $500, or $8,000. And the answer is a standard deductible is $500. If a loss value is using functional replacement cost, which of the following would apply? Market value of the loss is paid, deductibles are suspended, the co-insurance clause is not applicable, replacement cost up to an agreed amount is payable. A co-insurance clause is not applicable. The co-insurance clause is not applicable because of the coverage limit is based on the market value of the property, which is probably below the 80% cost to replace it. This has been agreed to in the contract when functional replacement cost is the basis for loss settlement, used particularly in losses involving antique ornaments or custom construction with less expensive but functional equivalent of materials. If an insured fails to report a claim in a timely fashion, the adjuster will usually deny the claim, send the insured a reservation of right letters, cease the investigation, seek the advice of the company's attorney. And the answer is cease investigating. Failure to report a claim in a timely fashion denies the insurer the opportunity to properly investigate the circumstances of the claim. Valuable information from the witness could be lost as well as other physical evidence. When this occurs, the insurer will normally send the insured a reservation letter to protect the rights of the insured. If the insured is an owner-occupied dwelling, desires replacement cost value, he or she must carry insurance equal to at least a percentage of the replacement value of the dwelling, 80%, 90%, 100%, or 75%. And the answer is 80%. Policies typically state that the full replacement cost for a building will be paid only if the insurer maintains a minimum amount of insurance. The amount must be at least equal 80% of the property's current replacement cost at the time of the loss. For the building loss, most policies state the full replacement cost will be paid only if the property is actually repaired or replaced. An insured purchased a printing press for many years ago for $30,000 and insured is on a replacement cost basis. The cost of a new similar press is now $75,000, but the depreciated value is only $45,000. In the case of a total loss to the printing press, how much will be paid disregarding any deductibles? 75,000, 30,000, 45,000, 15,000. And the answer is 75,000. Since the insurer carries full replacement cost value for the contents, the amount to be paid is 75,000. On a dwelling broad or a special policy, what is the maximum that would be paid for the loss of use? If coverage A was 60,000, would it be 2,500, 12,000, 6,000, or 5,000? And the answer is a form provides 20% of coverage A for a fair rental value and additional living expenses under DP2 and DP3. Therefore, 60,000 times 20% equals 12,000. Number 11, an electrical wiring term, which is an ampere, a type of fuse, a type of wiring, a unit electrical power, or a circuit breaker. And the answer is a unit of electrical power. An amp is a unit of electrical current. Number 12, under the insurance agreements, a relevant of equipment breakdown cover, which of the following applies? Boiler machinery only, first party property damage only, first party coverage, property damage and bodily injury, damage caused solely by explosion. And the answer is the first party coverage, property damage, and bodily injury. The policy provides first party coverage, property damage to property of others, as well as bodily injuries. Number 13, coverage E, personal liability of the homeowner program covers insured for all of the following except a business activity, personal activities, resident activities, active resident employees. And the answer is business activities. Personal liability coverage under the homeowner policy does not apply to business activities. Certain business activities can be covered by endorsements. Number 14, what is the limit of insurance that applies to the property in transit and a BOP? BOP means business owner property. Policy, rather, business owner's policy. 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, or 10,000. And the answer is the BOP provides 10,000 limit for property in transit. Number 15, if a building insured under the business owner policy has been vacant or unoccupied beyond the insured can send the insured notice of cancellation. So is it 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, or 45 days? And the answer is 60 days. If the risk has been vacant or unoccupied beyond 60 consecutive days, the insured can send the insured a notice of cancellation. Buildings with 65% or more of their rental units or floor area remain vacant or unoccupied or considered unoccupied under the provision. (16) Coverage provided by the Basic Dwelling Form DP1 automatically include which of the following perils? Fire and lightning only, fire, lightning, and extended coverages, fire, lightning, extended coverages, and vandalism, malicious mischief, fire, lightning, and internal explosions. And the answer is number D, letter D, fire, lightning, and internal explosion. Fire, lightning, and internal explosion is correct. DP form does not include the extended covered perils nor vandalism unless indicated on the declaration page. 17, in New Jersey, what is the amount of bond that must be obtained by the public adjuster? 5,000, 7,500, 10,000, or 8,000? And the answer is 10,000. The state requires a bond to be filed in the amount of 10,000 per license, including each sub-licensee. This bond must be issued by an A-rated insurer. Number 18, extra expense coverages under the commercial property insurance provides costs incurred by the insured, allows continued production, eliminating loss of profit, allows continued production, conserving expenses to insurance company, covers all the insured expenses incurred, and continuing normal operations. All the responses are correct. And the answer is D. All the answers are correct. All the responses are correct. Extra expense coverage is designed to indemnify the insured for any additional costs he or she incurs during the normal operation of the business that results from a covered peril. Number 19, which of the following describes a moral hazard? Faulty wiring, an arsonist applying for property insurance, laziness or apathy, 12 appliances plugged into one electrical outlet. And the answer is letter B, an arsonist applying for property insurance. An arsonist applying for property insurance is correct. A moral hazard is presented by applicants or insured who would cheat, lie, or commit other crimes to benefit from insurance coverage. Faulty wiring, overuse of electric outlets, or physical hazards. Laziness and apathy or morale hazards only. Number 20, the adjuster has uncovered some discrepancies in a matter pertaining to a claim. He is unable to contact the insured to discuss these matters. What should the adjuster do? Deny the claim, send a reservation of right letters to the insured, last known address, do nothing until the insured can be contacted, pay the claim, and give the insured the benefit of the doubt. And the answer is the adjuster has uncovered some discrepancies in a matter pertaining to a claim. He is unable to contact the insured to discuss the matter. What should he do? As letter B, send a reservation of right letters to the insured, last known address. In this case, the adjuster should send a reservation of right letters to the insured, last known address to preserve the rights of the insured. 21. The HO6 policy provides full replacement cost coverage if it's rendered a total loss by fire, except the structure portion occupied by the insured as a residence, improvement of betterments made to the structure by the insured, structure owned by the insured other than the residence, replacement cost coverage does not apply under the HO6 form. And the answer is letter A. The HO6 condominium policy does not provide coverage for the structure. It ensures the interior furnishing, contents, and provide liability protection to the condominium owners. Separate the structure such as a private garage would be covered for replacement cost coverages. If added to the policy, replacement cost coverage would have to be added separately for the contents covered. Number 22, a public adjuster license is required for a person to act on behalf of an insured in the adjustment of certain insurance claims. A licensed auto body repair facility that acts or aids in adjusting a motor vehicle insurance claim. Any licensed attorney of the state to act or aid in adjusting an insurance claim as an incident to the practice. Any licensed insured producer who act as an adjuster with respect to insurance under insurance contract under which they were the broker of record. And the answer is letter A, a person who acts on behalf of the insured in the adjustment of certain insurance claims for a fee would need a public adjuster's license. Number 23, what is the exception to a flood insurance claim being paid on an ACV basis? Dwelling contents, commercial property building, a dwelling insured for 80% replacement cost, commercial building insured for 80% of replacement cost value. And the answer is C, a dwelling insured to 80% replacement cost value. Flood claims on dwelling insured to 80% of replacement value of the maximum limit permitted by flood insurance program are paid on a replacement cost value. Number 24, what is the purpose of fascia boards? For wall construction used on cap boards, layer of sheathing installed prior to roofing. A roof used to cover the ends of rafters and truss ends, decorative trim, or entrance doors. And the answer is C, used to cover the ends of rafters and truss ends. Their purpose is to cover the ends of the rafter truss ends. They are horizontal boards attached to rafters truss ends at the eaves and alongside gables. Roof drains, gutters are attached to the fascia. '25. Sprinkler leakage insurance does not provide coverage for loss of water by another person's property, damage of growing crops from malfunctioning sprinklers, loss of by water to insured property caused by leakage or breakage of automatic fire protection sprinklers, damage to the building floor. And the answer is number B, damage to growing crops from malfunctioning sprinklers. The coverage does not apply to growing crops. Crops insurance is a separate line of insurance. The insured awoke and found the water line on his side of the water meter had broken. 7,000 gallons of water have escaped. The water company bills the insured for the loss of water. Since the breakage occurred on their side of the meter, the insurance company will not pay the loss of water, pay the loss of water, apply deductible to the loss of water, subrogate against the plumber that installed the water lines. Not pay for the loss of water. Water is specifically excluded under a personal property under the insurance homeowner policy. Number 27, Mason's Insurance Company determines that their policy holder, Murphy Industries, is a poor commercial risk. The insurer prepares a cancellation notice. At the appropriate time, it is mailed. The policy lists 12 individuals as the insured. The cancellation should be mailed to all 12 individuals, as all 12 are named insureds. Only the officers of the company, only the individual whose name appeared first on the policy, the individual designated to accept legal services for the business. And the answer is C, only the individual whose name appears first on the policy. The first named insured has become significant in the commercial insurance because the terms and conditions of the policy itself detail that many of the duties and obligations of the contract must be performed by or the responsibility of the first named insured versus any other named insured. Additionally, the insured has obligations such as proper notice of cancellation or non-renewal and return of any unearned premiums that need to be sent only to the first named insured. Number 28, when it's abandonment of insured property to an insured allowed in the policy. When the written prior notice is lawful delivered to the insured, when the insured desires immediate settlement, when the property is certain to be a total loss, never. And the answer is never. Today, property policies follow the traditional standard fire policy by totally prohibiting abandonment of insured property by any party. The abandonment clause is brief. There can be no abandonment to this company or any property. 29. When the following is true regarding debris removal under the dwelling form. Debris removal is not covered. Debris removal coverage is addition to the limits applicable to the dwelling and contents coverage. There's a specific limit that applies. Coverage is included in the dwelling and contents coverage. And the answer is D. Coverage is included in the dwelling and contents coverage. Debris removal is part of the limit of coverage. It does not have a specific limit and is tied to the overall limits of the dwelling and contents coverage. Coverage is limited to the reasonable cost to remove the debris. 30. The New Jersey unfair claim settlement practice includes all the following except failing to acknowledge and act reasonably promptly upon communication with the respect of an insurance claim, not attempting in good faith to make prompt, fair, or equitable claim settlements when liability is seasonally clear, failing to settle claims if liability has become reasonably clear under one portion of a policy in order to influence settlements under another portion, may claim payments accompanied by a statement settling out of the coverage under which payments are made. And the answer is D, making claims payments accompanied by a statement setting out the coverage under which payments are made. Making claim payments accompanied by statements setting out the coverages under which the payments are made is a requirement. 31. The plumbing in Mrs. Jones' home suddenly burst in the ceiling or damaged by water. All the following homeowners forms would cover the loss except HO2 form, HO8 form, HO3 form, HO5 form. And the answer is HO8. All current HO8 forms except the HO1 and the HO8 cover accidental discharge or overflow of water or steam from a plumbing, heating, or air conditioning, or fire protective sprinkling system, or from a household appliance. An older, outdated HO form, typically known as the HO1, would not have covered this claim, nor would a HO8 cover the claim. 32. The HO3 form insures for direct physical loss to covered property involving collapse of a building caused by all the following except hidden decay, settling, weight of contents, use of defective materials. And the answer is settling. Settling or earth movement is excluded under the policy. Number 33, for the insured dwelling and other detachment structures, the DP3 provides broad peril coverage, open peril coverage, basic peril coverage, fire, lightning, extended coverage, and vandalism and malicious mischief coverages. And the answer is open peril coverages. DP3 provides open peril coverages for the dwelling and other structures and named perils. Cover protection is the personal property. DP1, DP2 forms provide named peril property protection only for the dwelling, other structures, and personal property. A public adjuster represents the interests of the insured, the insurer, the insured, the third party claimant, the insurance department. The insured. The public adjuster only represents the interests of the insured in the case of a loss. 35. Which of the following is true regarding the personal property floaters? It is a blanket coverage for personal property by category. Coverage is written on an all-risk basis. It cannot be purchased to insure a golf course. All of the responses are correct. And the answer is all the responses are correct. A personal property floater covers personal property on a blanket basis by category. Coverage is written on an all-risk basis. Golf courses are not covered under the policy. Well, we have went through 1 through 35 questions. You had the answers. You had the examples. Study these. This is going to be considered part 1. We will be doing part 2 and send those out to you too, all those who need them. Thank you for your time, and I hope this helps you in your test training. Have a great day. Bye.